theatre, film, TV and more. Suzy Rong reviews it all on Joy Drive.
Hello, Suzy Rong.
Oh, happy Mardi Gras, Warren.
Happy Mardi Gras. Did you go? No.
It's this coming Saturday.
Oh.
How do Melburnians feel about Mardi Gras in general?
We love it. We just don't know when it is.
So you enjoy watching it on TV?
Yeah, I enjoy going to it. It's been years since I've been to one though, but yeah, love it. Yeah.
Did you ever feel like, oh, you wish it happened in Melbourne and on the same scale?
Not really, because I always enjoyed going up to Sydney. It was a bit of a trip and having fun. So I think, it's got its roots there. It belongs there. I think it's great and suits the city, and let's go and enjoy it.
Yeah. It's great. I think it's such a great feature of this city.
Yeah. And, it's a Sydney thing. It's not a Melbourne thing.
It's a Sydney thing, but it also represents Australia as, in general, about kind of, we think about the journey it's taken from the 70s to here, and what it all means, and how Australians just have a really good capacity for tolerance and acceptance. Obviously we take a few steps back sometimes, but overall we are very good with that stuff. And I think we should be very proud about being opening, welcoming Australians.
I think so too, Suzy. And we had some 78ers here, the first Mardi Gras marches here for Pride March. We have our Pride March down here in Melbourne, and they marched in Pride March, which was really nice. So we had an interview with them in the studio. It's the second interview I've done with them, and just hearing some of the stories of what went on back then, horrific, absolutely horrific.
When I see their bus coming down the road during the parade, I'm always crying.
Yeah.
It is so incredibly moving. It just represents all the important things about Mardi Gras, because there's so much frivolity, so much, extraness, which makes it all really, really fun. But the 78ers and their bus just so incredibly meaningful. And for someone who was adopted by this country, it's very deep. It moves me very deeply.
And adopted by Joy Drive too, don't forget.
Yes.
No, it's a beautiful flow, but their stories are amazing, and I think we need to remind ourselves what it was like, and the hard work and the trauma that these people went through to make things easier for us. Let's not forget that. It's easy to forget, but let's not forget it.
Everyone in Melbourne who are not coming up for Mardi Gras, don't forget to catch it on TV.
We're staying at your place.
Yes, in my one bedroom. It's great.
Are you going?
I will walk amongst the crowd.
Right.
I don't think I will last very long. I think I would want to feel the vibes a bit and then come back and catch on TV. I like seeing it on TV better, honestly.
Suzy, you just said something really interesting. You said feel the vibes. We had a chat earlier today all about vibes. And
you did too.
Did you hear that? It was so interesting. Vibes are the thing. They're really it.
Yeah, you go out and you catch the vibes, and then it gives you a bit of uplift. And I think for me, that's enough for me. Because, when you're younger, you stay till the bitter end.
Yes.
In your 20s, 30s, you wait till the vibes get really bad, and then you go home and then you stew in your own, own bitterness. But I feel like I'll go out there and I come home on a high, and then I'll watch the rest of it on TV. That's the plan. We'll see how we go.
Fantastic. Now, Suzy, this week we're talking about a show called LAKEVIEW. It's part of the Mardi Gras Film Festival. What did you think of it?
Darcy has left her husband and is holding a divorce party down at her lake house to celebrate. She's invited a large group of friends, all of whom are queer women, because clearly Darcy has had enough of men and heteronormativity. The Canadian movie Lakeview is part of the on-demand program at the 32nd Mardi Gras Film Festival, and you can watch it from anywhere in Australia. Just go to queerscreen.com.au. The relationships between the 7 women in Lakeview are highly complicated. They are spouses, lovers, exes, crushes, and friends, with several of them having slept with more than one in the group. Some of us will consider this quite a normal dynamic for certain lesbian friend groups, but to see it on screen is fascinating. Lakeview may involve some heavy emotions, but the film is fortunately by and large a comedic one, with excellent performers delivering compelling humor while they create highly believable characters. The narrative is fairly dramatic. A lot happens in 100 minutes, but it's all very convincing, I thought, and everything feels truthful. I think Lakeview will resonate greatly with the women it represents. It reflects with honesty the modern lives of lesbian and bi women, several of whom look to be from diverse cultural backgrounds. Writing and direction by Tara Thorne are very accomplished, as we discover in this small but engaging production. Nothing earth-shattering happens, but Lakeview reminds me that people are changed not only by monumental events, but also by the small things we encounter, especially when in the presence of loved ones. Warren, are you ever the one who creates drama within your friend groups?
No, not really. I'm the one who solves the drama.
Ah.
I'm the solver.
Are you the one that goes, don't feel the emotions, let's just solve the problem?
Well, no, I used to once. It would be, let's solve the problem. And now I'm like, no, we need to feel the emotions to solve the problem. I realised that I had it all wrong. But no, I like to feel the emotions.
That's so important.
Have you ever, I've got a question for you, Suzy, out of Lakeview. Have you ever had a reunion or revisited a place from your past that brought up unexpected emotions?
Yeah. You know, I like going back to Singapore every year, usually once a year. And I would go to places from back in the day, sometimes to sometimes to try to rediscover special moments. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you just feel like the place has changed too much, and you kind of don't get any kind of important resonance or kind of special resonance. But sometimes you just get a really special nostalgic feeling. Yeah.
I've had it too. I had it recently. I went up to Mount Buffalo in northeast Victoria here. It's a place where I learnt to ski as a little 4 and 5 year old, and it's no longer there. I mean, the mountain's there, but the ski resort's no longer there. The lifts are there, but they're like ghost lifts. It's all abandoned. And I went up there recently, and I had a really traumatic, I suppose, or difficult relationship with my dad as a kid. Now it's fantastic, but part of the, I suppose, the unexpected emotion was I got up there, and I've never cried so much. I was just there in this ski field, abandoned. No one was around. There was an eerie wind, and all this stuff came out, and it was just, I don't know whether I was processing it or what. And then afterwards, I felt so clear and so relieved. I didn't expect this to happen, but it happened up there at Mount Buffalo, and my relationship now with my father's fantastic, like best friends. I don't know.
I
that was
get
the
a lot of
thing,
that funny feeling when I'm walking up and down Oxford Street.
Do you?
Here. I don't know if you're aware, but it's transformed a lot. I arrived in its heyday, right, in the mid 90s, where there was so much life and so much, a feeling of like revolution that was happening everywhere. I thought, for me, it was a very intense feeling coming from Singapore, and over the years, that strip has just become quieter and quieter. So much of community has dispersed from there, and every time I go there, I just can feel so clearly what's missing from it, because the old feeling is still so intense in my memory. So I do get that. And it's a strange emotion. It feels like it's sadness.
Is it loss?
It is loss. But also, it's not like we have disappeared. Like, we've just gone to different places, and I'm assuming that because of all the progress that's happened, that hopefully that we are living better lives than in the 90s. It's just community probably looks quite different now.
Suzy,
it is sad that it's not as concentrated as it used to be.
Just on that, when you go to watch Mardi Gras and you are on Oxford Street, it's almost transported back in time, is it? Because the atmosphere is there again, everyone's there again, but just for the one night. How do you feel then?
Well, Mardi Gras night is very complicated, I think, because I don't necessarily feel like it's very community on the night. I feel like it's very on a much bigger scale. Like it almost feels for some reason the people that really stand out to me are people who are not from the community, because it's like straight people come in and they're super excited and they really let their hair down. So I feel like they're kind of really loud.
Which is great.
Yeah. Sometimes it gets a bit out of hand, but in general, it's nice. So, for me, the community feeling is the day-to-day in the 90s and the early 2000s, where even on a Tuesday night when you went out on Oxford Street, that the clubs would be pretty packed, and none of that exists anymore. So that part is sort of sad.
But the clubs, they're just dispersed now, are they?
Well, I don't. I'm not sure. I think the clubs are still in the area.
Suzy,
but
you're getting old.
As you know, like the internet has changed things. We kind of don't have community in the clubs as much as we used to. I'm sure it happens elsewhere for the young ones.
The young ones.
For the young ones, hopefully.
Suzy, we've been talking about Lakeview. You can catch it as part of the Mardi Gras Film Festival. The website is queerscreen.org.au if you want to watch it. What are we watching next week?
Staying with the Mardi Gras Film Festival and still in Canada, we're checking out the movie Drive Back Home, starring Alan Cumming, in a true story about a man getting arrested for public sex in 1970. Check it out at queerscreen.com.au, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Suzy Wrong.